So I'm in the middle of a field with no path and no real point of direction, and then I've constantly got to look down to make sure I don't step on something that bites back. I'm out here filming episode 2 of Unvarnished, Lethbridge. It's called The Outlands and the Users. And I'm very much so in the Outlands right now. So, yeah, we're filming episode 2. And why did I decide to make Unvarnished? I mean, the answer is pretty simple when you think about it. I have grown up in Lethbridge all my life, and despite, my youthful years being, let's just call it trepidatious at best, mostly with schoolyard BS that lots of people go through, but I find myself as an adult with a very different outlook, obviously. And I drive around Lethbridge, or I hike the trails, and I see a lot here. And then when I speak to people who have lived here as long as I have, or longer even, it's like they have no recollection or no recognition of any of this. They've never been out here. Cactus. Although, to be fair, they don't need to come out this far. But they hike Indian Battle, or they walk it, or whatever, and that's it. They don't know anything else. And they don't know about the history. So many people, they jump to negatively talk down about downtown. And yet they haven't been downtown in 10 years. So, in what right do they have to that opinion? I know everybody has a right to opinions, but in what right do they have to an opinion that they don't keep up to date? When I speak to the shop owners downtown, they talk about how, like, it's basically a dream come true for them to have their shop on 6th Street. Or there's established companies. Like, you look at the guy who owns King of Trade, okay? They bought and restored the Oliver building because, it's a part of our history. And I think that's a wonderful thing that they did. From what I understand, they modernized the interior and they kept the exterior historical structure intact, and that's perfect. But those are the people who are down there every day working. People at Retail Therapy, Cafe Noir, King of Trade, Telegraph Tap House, all of these stores, Renova Consignment, even all of these stores, these people go downtown every day. They work it, they live it. The people commenting on social media don't. So the whole point of episode 1 was to help give a voice to some of the people like Sarah from the BRZ, a bit more reach to tell their story, because their story is the accurate one. And then episode 2 here, we're talking a lot about how, like, Lethbridge as a city and as a people have affected the land that we live on and the animals that, well, to be frank, probably called this place home first. And so that's the whole spiel on that, is why, do you live here but you don't understand where you live? You don't know. Ooh, there's a trail right there. That'll be nicer to walk on. They don't understand. Like, even this spot that I'm in right now, okay, I've never come up this corridor in my life. And so I'm seeing, familiar things, But this is the trail I was talking about. I saw it is nicer to walk on. I've seen things in here that are familiar because it's all part of the ecology of the area, but you know, the landscape is so different. And actually, as I walk through here, I get some ideas for some really cool photo shoots. So you know, now I'm gonna start grinding those ideas. And I'm rambling a little bit, but the point is that Lethbridge isn't a bad place to live. It's actually a really good place to live, and documenting that in the Unvarnished series, even though I'm only halfway through episode, you know, I got episode 2 pretty much done here. It's you know, just so eye-opening, even for me, somebody who's, you know, a little bit more observant about the city I live in. It's still eye-opening to me. And, you know, it makes me think that as a city, or as a community, in ways, we've almost had so many conflicting ideologies that now we've divided ourselves. And we're not actually living as members of the Lethbridge community. We're living as members of, you know, that church there, or this group of musicians here. And though there's absolutely nothing wrong with, and I've kind of ridged myself here, there's nothing wrong with having a tight community knit like that. It's you're part of a bigger community still, and what you do affects your neighbors, it affects the people around you. And I think it's important as a community to come together and, you know, celebrate. If maybe you're you know, an indigenous person, or maybe you're Japanese descent, or Chinese, Indian, English, like myself. I'm English and Inuit. And so it doesn't matter, though, at the end of the day. You got to come together and take pride in the community that you live in. And I'm going to keep doing episodes of Unvarnished for Lethbridge, and God willing, everybody who supports it will help me do it for other communities around Alberta and Canada. That would be absolutely amazing, and it would be a dream come true for me. I'm just saying. I love what I do. I love photography, I love filmmaking, and I want to spread messages. So if you have stories of Lethbridge, or any other community for that matter, and you want to share those, do so in the comments. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode and the next video on my YouTube channel here. So I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for subscribing, for watching my videos, everything. It's been amazing to see the growth.